When you're over 60, every little ache or change in your body can make you wonder, is this normal aging, or is something more serious happening? That's why today's video is so important. We're diving deep into 7 warning symptoms after age 60 that you should never ignore. These signs may seem small at first, but they can point to something dangerous developing inside your body. We'll share true stories from real seniors, what science says about each symptom, and how to know when it's time to see a doctor. If you care about your health or someone you love who's aging, watch this all the way to the end. It might just save a life. Let's begin with one of the most easily ignored but incredibly important symptoms: unusual fatigue. We all feel tired sometimes, but if you're over 60 and find yourself constantly exhausted, even after resting, this could be a red flag. This isn't just about feeling sleepy, it's about being so drained that even simple tasks like folding laundry or walking to the mailbox leave you wiped out. Meet Linda, a 66-year-old retired nurse from Tallahassee, Florida. She was always active, volunteering, gardening, walking daily. Then, over a few weeks, she started feeling like she'd run a marathon just getting dressed. At first, she thought it was just stress or poor sleep. But her doctor ran blood tests and found she was severely anemic due to internal bleeding from a stomach ulcer. If she hadn't gone in when she did, the bleeding could have become life-threatening. Chronic fatigue can be a warning sign of heart disease, cancer, anemia, thyroid disorders, or even depression. Don't brush it off. Has your energy changed recently? Do you feel like you're always tired no matter how much you rest? Drop a comment below and tell us. Your story might help someone realize it's time to take their fatigue seriously. But unusual fatigue is just the beginning. Let's talk about another symptom that many people overlook: unexplained weight loss. Now, losing a few pounds here and there might seem like a good thing, especially if you've been trying to eat healthier or stay more active. But what if you're losing weight without trying? What if the number on the scale keeps dropping, even though your eating habits haven't changed? This is exactly what happened to Harold, a 68-year-old retired mechanic from Tucson, Arizona. Over 3 months, Harold lost nearly 15 pounds without adjusting his diet or increasing his activity. At first, he was thrilled. Finally, he thought, I must be doing something right. But what Harold didn't realize was that this unexpected weight loss was actually a warning sign. His doctor ran a series of tests and discovered he had pancreatic cancer, caught early, thankfully, because he had checked in right away. Studies show that unexpected weight loss can be one of the first signs of cancers like pancreatic, stomach, or esophageal cancer, or chronic conditions like diabetes or thyroid disease. If you're shedding pounds without trying, it's not always a good sign. It's your body trying to tell you something deeper. Have you or someone you know experienced this? What do you think caused it? Let's start a conversation in the comments, because your insight could open someone else's eyes in time. Now let's move on to a symptom that often gets ignored because it feels so harmless: frequent urination. If you're waking up multiple times at night to go to the bathroom or making countless trips during the day, don't dismiss it as just old age. Excessive urination can be linked to high blood sugar levels and may be one of the earliest signs of type 2 diabetes. It can also signal an overactive bladder, urinary tract infections, or even prostate issues in men. Let me tell you about Ellen, a 72-year-old former school principal from Charleston, South Carolina. She found herself waking up 4 or 5 times a night to use the bathroom. She thought it was just part of getting older. Until her doctor checked her blood sugar, the results were clear. She had pre-diabetes. Luckily, catching it early gave her the chance to reverse the condition through diet, exercise, and medication. So here's a question for you. Are you going to the bathroom more than usual, especially at night? Are you drinking more or feeling thirstier too? Don't just live with it. Talk to your doctor. Then share your experience in the comments. We're building a community of support, and your voice matters. Mid-video reminder, if you're finding this video helpful, take a moment right now to like it. Not for us, but for the other seniors who may see this video because of your like. And leave a comment. Even just a short note can guide someone who's silently struggling. Every voice helps. Every share matters. Another symptom you should never ignore is sudden confusion or memory problems. Yes, it's normal to forget where you put your keys once in a while. But when confusion becomes frequent, when you can't remember recent conversations, get lost in familiar places, or struggle to follow simple instructions, it might be more than just aging. It could be an early sign of dementia or Alzheimer's disease. Take the story of James, a 74-year-old retired engineer from Albany, New York. His wife noticed he was repeating stories, misplacing items, and once even left the stove on all night. Concerned, they visited a neurologist. The diagnosis, mild cognitive impairment, which can be a precursor to Alzheimer's. But because they acted early, James began a tailored treatment plan to slow the progression and improve his daily functioning. Have you noticed changes in your memory or thinking? Do you feel like you're in a fog more often than before? Let's open up about this together. You're not alone, and you shouldn't have to feel like you are. Share your experience in the comments. Help us break the silence around this symptom. Let's talk now about dizziness or loss of balance. Many seniors chalk it up to standing too quickly or being tired. But did you know that repeated dizziness can signal heart issues, inner ear problems, low blood pressure, or even neurological conditions like Parkinson's? Sandra, a 66-year-old nurse from Omaha, Nebraska, started having dizzy spells while shopping or getting up from her chair. She blamed dehydration or skipped meals. But when she finally brought it up during a routine checkup, her doctor found that her blood pressure was dangerously low and her heart rhythm irregular. She was immediately referred to a cardiologist, and that appointment may have saved her life. Balance is a vital part of staying safe and independent as we age. 1. Fall can lead to months of recovery, loss of confidence, and even life-threatening complications. So are you feeling off balance more often? Do you feel unsteady or light-headed when moving from sitting to standing? This isn't just a small thing. It's your body trying to speak to you. Listen to it. Then talk to us in the comments. Let's support each other with advice and personal stories. Another warning sign that should never be brushed off is shortness of breath, especially if it happens suddenly or during activities that never bothered you before. Breathing is one of those things we take for granted until it's not easy anymore. Imagine walking up the same flight of stairs you've climbed for years, only to find yourself gasping at the top. This exact situation happened to Rose, a 70-year-old grandmother from Boise, Idaho. Rose always prided herself on being active. She loved gardening, walking her dog, and volunteering at her local library. But one spring morning, as she bent down to pull weeds, she had to stop. Her chest tightened, and she felt winded. Alarmed, she scheduled a visit to her primary care doctor. A few tests later, Rose learned she had early-stage heart failure. It was a shock, but also a relief to finally have an explanation and a plan. Shortness of breath can be linked to heart disease, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, or even pulmonary embolism. It's never just getting older. If you find yourself needing more breaks during simple tasks, or if you feel like you're not getting enough air, speak up. How often do you feel breathless doing daily things? Is it worse when lying down? Let's talk about it in the comments. Your story could change a life. Now let's look at one that's both alarming and often ignored. Changes in your speech or difficulty finding the right words. Have you ever known exactly what you want to say, but suddenly the words don't come out right? Or maybe someone told you your speech sounded slurred even though you felt normal. This is what happened to George, a 73-year-old from Dayton, Ohio. George was chatting with his granddaughter over lunch when she suddenly said, "Grandpa, you sound funny." At first he laughed it off, but later that day he noticed he was mixing up words and struggling to form complete sentences. His daughter rushed him to the hospital, where doctors confirmed he had experienced a transient ischemic attack, or TIA, a mini-stroke. Speech problems can be one of the earliest signs of a stroke, and they often happen with no warning. The American Stroke Association reminds us that every second counts. The faster you act, the better the outcome. So ask yourself, have you ever felt tongue-tied lately? Do others notice a change in your speech? Please share your thoughts. We need to open up this conversation so others can spot these silent warnings too. Another subtle yet crucial symptom is persistent numbness or tingling, especially in the hands, feet, or face. Many seniors chalk this up to poor circulation or just sleeping funny, but frequent numbness is your body waving a red flag. Sylvia, a 67-year-old from Mobile, Alabama, experienced this every morning. Her hands felt like they had pins and needles, sometimes lasting hours. She ignored it until she struggled to button her blouse or hold a cup of tea. When she finally visited her doctor, she was diagnosed with peripheral neuropathy, likely linked to undiagnosed type 2 diabetes. In other cases, these symptoms may even point to multiple sclerosis or early signs of stroke. Don't wait until it interferes with your daily life. Have you been feeling numb or tingly in certain areas more than usual? Is it getting worse or more frequent? Let us know in the comments. You never know who might relate and who might realize they need help too. Let's turn our attention to a symptom that's not just physical, but deeply emotional. Persistent sadness or loss of interest in activities you once loved. Depression is not just feeling down for a few days. It's a serious health issue that often goes undiagnosed in older adults. Many seniors assume that feeling sad, lonely, or tired is just part of aging, but that's far from the truth. Depression affects the brain and body in powerful ways, from increased risk of stroke and heart disease to impaired immunity and cognitive decline. Thomas, a 69-year-old widower from Milwaukee, stopped attending his local community group and no longer found joy in his morning walks. His appetite dropped, he slept too much, and he constantly felt like he was a burden to his children. A concerned neighbor encouraged him to talk to a therapist, and that first step led Thomas back to living, not just surviving. Mental health is health. If you've been feeling low for more than 2 weeks with no clear reason, please reach out and share your experience. Depression thrives in silence, but healing begins with conversation. Are you willing to help someone else by sharing your story? We're not just listing symptoms, we're creating awareness, we're building a community. Every symptom discussed today could be the one thing that saves someone's life, or your own. The earlier we detect these changes, the better our chances at prevention and long-term health. But that only happens if we stay alert, speak up, and support each other. And if you've watched this far, you're not just a viewer. You're part of the Senior Health 24 family, a community of wise, experienced, and proactive individuals who care not only about their own health, but about the well-being of others too. Now is the time to take that next step. Like this video if it opened your eyes. Share it with a friend or family member, and most importantly, comment below. Your voice is part of the solution. Let us know which of these symptoms you've experienced. What did you do about it? How did it change your life? We read every comment, and so do the people silently scrolling through, looking for a sign that it's time to act.